Welcome to another episode of Strictly Business Unscripted. I'm your host, Keandra Jones. This podcast educates, ignites inspiration, fosters encouragement, and paves the way for growth among small businesses and the overall Oak Cliff community. But first, I'd like to thank our sponsors, Breakfast Brothers, Dallas Zoo, Home Care Network, and ServPro. Thank you for your support. Now let's get into it. Today on Strictly Business Unscripted, we're joined by Augustine Tino, Jalomo, who is the general manager at St. Jude Chapel and the City of Dallas's District 1 Arts and Cultural Advisory Commissioner. Tino is a Dallas-based marketing communications veteran with more than 30 years of experience and is a graduate at SMU's Timberland Advertising Institute and Meadows School of Arts. His career spans agency and corporate roles, which include work with Dieste. Yeah, all of that. Time Warner Cable, Dish Network, EarthX, and Young Women's Preparatory Network, where he has led major Latino branding efforts for clients such as Reliant Energy, Visa, Smith Barney, HBO Latino, and Sally Beauty. He is a committed community leader, and Tino has founded also a youth and neighborhood organization. He's also served on multiple city and county boards and is in his 6th year as the City of Dallas's District 1 Arts and Culture Advisory as a commissioner. He sits on the boards of the Dallas Opera and Junior Players and is helping lead and establish the Oak Cliff Cultural District. He is an active musician and arts advocate. He has performed with regional symphonies, church ensembles, and musical theater productions, all while directing music programs across Dallas. Tino resides right here in Oak Cliff in Kidd Springs neighborhood with his partner of over 20 years. Tino, welcome. This all was such a tongue twister for me. You've done so much. I did read this prior to. I was like, my goodness, as long as I've known you, I don't think I knew all the things. And I know that this is just a snapshot of some of the things that you've done in life.
Right.
I know you're always working, but my goodness, how impressive.
Oh, thanks.
I feel honored just to sit in here with you. My goodness gracious. So aside from all of those things, who are you?
You know, it's interesting because I wanted to give you more information about myself, so I provided you all my resume, and which I hadn't touched in years, and also my bio. And I remembered I had put on the upper left-hand corner, community connector. Mm-hmm. And it took me a long time to really accept that as a descriptor for myself, because every time I meet folks or I'm introduced to folks at networkers or meetings or workshops, whatever, across the city, people always introduce me as, oh, he knows everyone.
Yeah.
And I don't, but I love to meet people, absolutely. And I kind of make a catalog in my head. Should I need that person again to make a connection to somebody who is in need of that person's skills or their company or their resources. And so it took me a while. And, you know, because I try to be a humble person. And when somebody says, oh, he knows everybody, I feel that that's not humility. I feel that that's, or I should say, I felt that it wasn't humility. And so it took me a long time to accept it. And that's right. You know, I do love to connect people. For example, the Halpern Park.
Yeah.
We have a new program director that started a couple of weeks ago, Derek Combs from Tulsa. And, you know, however I can make introductions to him, you know, happy to do so. I just introduced him to Abel, who heads up 24-Hour Dallas. So these are the things that I've come to accept, that I enjoy.
Yeah.
And I still enjoy meeting people.
That is something. So you are a community connector. And, you know, I can see that because every time I see you, you're connecting people. So that's right. How long have we known each other?
Oh, my gosh. Back when y'all were at the downstairs Zang,
Yeah.
and you were the membership director for the chamber, and Bob Stimson was the president.
Yeah. And I've been here. May will be 19 years.
Oh my gosh! Congratulations!
Thank you. So I've probably known you most of
All that time,
time.
yeah. Because the first time I met you is when the Oak Cliff Gateway Commission
Yeah.
met at the chamber.
Yeah.
And so Bob was on that and some other folks from the community. And so I met you.
Listen, that was ages ago.
I know.
That was
And look
ages.
where we are now.
Look at us now.
Look at Oak Cliff now.
You know, it's come a long way.
Oh my gosh.
It has really come a long way. But before we move too far, I have some other questions for you.
Sure.
Because I saw in your bio, you're a musician.
Yes.
Talk to me about that. What do you do?
Sure. So my primary instrument is my voice. I've been singing since I was 5 years old when my parents would parade me out in front of my aunts and have me sing Cielito Lindo a cappella because, you know, they just got a hoot out of, you know, watching me sing. And every time there was mariachi, we'd go to the Riverwalk and they'd say, hey, can my boy sing with you guys? And so I had a love for mariachi at a very early age. And so I didn't know that you could study music when I was in high school, and all my friends were going to apply to music schools. So I looked into SMU and got a really wonderful scholarship.
That is amazing.
And then I also auditioned for the dance department since I had a dance background and did that.
Wow.
But it was so hard to do both because you
Right.
had to dance every day and you had to practice piano and singing. And I said, okay, what can I do where I don't have to start all over from scratch? Advertising communications is in the Meadows School of the Arts at SMU.
Okay.
And so I switched, but I held on to my minor and did that because I'm always going to have a love for music.
Yeah.
Always going to have a love for singing. And so what I like to do now is I like to do concerts where I'll invite some folks from the community that I know have these hidden talents and have them, you know, share because I know that I'll have a friendly audience.
Yeah.
So, but
I
I
love
also
that.
do music in the Catholic Church. I've come to really specialize in that as well.
Wow. Well, I sing too. Did you know that?
I did not. This is
Well,
great.
It's not good. It's not good. No. Let me be clear. It's not good. I just karaoke.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah.
that's good.
Let me be clear.
Okay.
You know, I am not gifted and talented in that area like you, but I am a performer
There you
for
go.
karaoke, just so you know. So I also saw that you and your partner have been together for more than 2 decades.
Yeah.
How in the world? Because with doing all the things that you do, how in the world? Give us just one piece of advice to making it work for 2 decades.
So, full disclosure, Philip is a flight attendant for American Airlines.
Okay.
So when you think about he's averaging 15, 16 days and nights out of the house
Okay.
on work.
Okay.
So you have to half that time,
Okay.
right? Because together we've really been maybe 10 years because of his travel. And plus his mom lives in Binghamton, New York, and so he's always trying to get out there to be with her at least 4 or 5 days. But
Okay.
it's just one of those things that, you know, it was magic and we just been together.
You know, it's so difficult because I see a lot of folks that are in high performing roles, like the roles that you're in. The relationships, unfortunately, just don't survive even 10 years because it's just so difficult balancing those things. How do you balance work and life?
You know, that took a long time. It really did because, and I'm still doing it, right? I had a problem saying no.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I had so many opportunities that were presented and that I said yes to. But now I've learned to say no, and that's very key, right? When you're starting out in your career, when you're starting out in your civic engagement, you want to please everyone. You want to say yes. You want to do this. You want to do that. And that's great and that's fine, but you don't ever want to get burned out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you don't want anything to be lost or sacrificed because you're trying to build and establish yourself.
Yeah.
So learning to say no is going to be one of those lessons in life that you'll learn in your own time.
Yeah. Yeah. The art of the no.
Yeah.
The art of the no. Okay, so let's kind of stair step into some of the things that are meaningful to you and to our community. You do a lot, and we won't be able to cover it all. But being a commissioner, how did that happen? What do you do? What is that? What do you do?
Sure. Well, being a commissioner for the city of Dallas is a volunteer role. There are so many commissions, as you know. I mean, the zoning, the CPC zoning. There's the parks. There's the libraries. There's the senior affairs, animal control or animal services. Everybody has their commission, or there are committees that your council member can nominate you for. And then city council needs to approve you. Some of them are a little more extensive background checks than others, like CPC, obviously, and parks. But our former commissioner moved out of state. And so Councilmember West for District 1 asked me to fill that role, which was like less than a year of her time. And so I went through the application process and the background check and all that, and I was approved by City Council to finish out that term. So then next October I was approved for my first term, and then just this couple of months ago I was approved for my second term. And like I said, it's a voluntary position. You meet once a month. Then there are subcommittees, and I'm on the allocations committee, which is like it's a very, very important committee because that's where we approve the grants. So for artists and individual arts organizations, we approve the grants, and then we take them to the full commission. And then in some instances, like the COP, which is the major grants program, that has to be approved by City Council because we're talking a lot of money.
Okay, so you are the commissioner for arts and culture for the city of Dallas, for District 1.
Yes.
Okay, all righty. And then you are a part of the allocations committee. I'm just getting this cemented in my head. And so there are some grant opportunities that you mentioned.
Yes.
Well, you tell us, who should apply for these opportunities? What do they look like? Who's the perfect candidate? All the things.
Absolutely. So the real easy website is dallasculture.org. And that is where the Office of Arts and Culture has all of the information for the grants program. And we have micro grants, which is the Culture of Value, which is about $3,000 that artists or arts organizations can apply for. This is a partnership with the Dallas Parks, Dallas Library, where they will actually provide space. They will provide marketing support for you to do your project. So yes, artists and arts organizations. Then we have another program called the Arts Activate, and there are 3 rounds. And we just finalized round 2, and there are about $400,000 going out to 19 artists and 20 arts organizations to do their project. And then there'll be a round 3 in the new year that people can apply for. And these are artists, arts organizations that reside in Dallas or who have their studio in Dallas. So they could apply. And thank you for letting me bring this up because I run into people all the time and they've never heard of it. And this Arts Activate, which is a very, very popular program because artists can apply to that up to 2 rounds. And that we're talking $8,000 for their project. Arts organizations, if they meet the criteria, can apply for anywhere from $12,000 to $16,000. And everything is based on your budget. Also, if you're getting grants from another program within the city of Dallas. So those are some excellent grants programs that are available for the artists and arts organizations. Now, how I position this next grant is the cultural organization project or program, and this is COP. That's how we refer to it as COP. These organizations will go after large sums of money so that they can use it for their programming. It could be the season or the next season. It could be a special project. But this is really, really like top dollar great funding that these organizations strive for. The other program, which I left out, is also for artists and arts organizations, but we call it the Community Arts Program, CAP. Now, this is a program that benefits other people, like the Oak Cliff Chamber or your neighborhood association, because say you're having a festival and it's free and it's in a public space and it meets the other criteria, you can apply to get CAP artists to perform as part of your festival lineup.
What?
Yes. So say you're a neighborhood association and you're going to have a free open to the public event. Again, it meets additional criteria. You can apply up to 2 artists to perform, and they try to book them for at least 15 minutes. So here the city is paying to have entertainment from some of the, finest artists and arts organizations.
What? Okay. Now, I wish that I would have known that. I did not know that. We have a Leadership Oak Cliff program.
Yes.
And our Arts and Culture Day is next Friday.
Oh, nice.
And we've got some performers from Oak Cliff, but this would have been a great marriage.
Oh.
We need to talk about that.
Absolutely. Now, I have to stress, because every grants program, right, has criteria.
Sure.
But we've been really, really striving for the last 5 years. Well, I should say, let me back up. Ever since we revised the Dallas Cultural Plan in 2018, which hadn't been revised in years, ever since then, we have been striving to make a more fair and balanced program with less hurdles, with less, cumbersome activities that we need to have, or in the past we had. And we're constantly trying to improve. So I know that in the next week or two, the Office of Arts and Culture is going to meet with the COP organizations in community meetings. They want to get feedback from them and say, ask them, what do you like about the program's changes that we implemented? Is there any feedback, right? Because we're constantly trying to improve. And that's what I love, under the direction of Martine Philippe. The whole office is top notch. They are incredible, hardworking, dedicated, sometimes artists themselves that are working for the arts and culture ecosystem. And it, I get chills because I'm so proud to be, associated with them because they have garnered the respect of the community. They're approachable. If you're an artist and you're thinking about Arts Activate, not only are there so many resources like frequently asked questions or town hall meetings videos that you can watch, but they will answer questions. They will make a point to get to you and say, hey, so you didn't get a grant this time. Let's go over your application.
Oh, wow.
Here's where you kind of fell short on some points,
that's
right?
great.
And I also have to disclose that the granting process is really a community-led effort, because every application is reviewed by over the 200 panelists that come from across the community. These are panelists who have a background in the arts, and they give up their time to read all of the applications.
Oh, wow.
And then they get an opportunity to spend some time, mostly it's virtual, with the artist or the organization to say, hey, in your application, you've mentioned this, this, and this. I'm not quite clear. Can you explain, right?
That's
or can you give me some more information?
Yeah.
And then they're part of the score. OAC has their administrative scoring. And then based on the scoring, they recommend to us what the scenario should be.
Oh, that's amazing.
So it really is, for Dallas, by Dallas.
Yeah. As an organization that applies frequently for grant opportunities, that would be so helpful to know where we fell short when we don't receive the funds, right? Because you're kind of in the dark. You're like, well, what did I do wrong? So for that to happen,
it's incredible.
Feedback is a gift.
Like I said, they're amazing.
Yeah. So that we can put it on the screen here, what, again, is the website? How do people get access to those resources?
Sure. All you have to do is just enter dallasculture.org.
dallasculture.org.
Yeah. I hope I'm right. I always get confused if it's .com or .org, but Dallas Culture.
Okay.
And it's the Office of Arts and Culture. Go to the grants programs, and they have all of them listed.
Okay. That's great information for our community.
Yeah.
Now we're going to switch gears just
Sure.
a little bit. Okay, so the cultural district here in Oak Cliff.
Yes.
Tell us what your vision for
Sure.
this district is.
So my vision, it really isn't my vision. It was, again, a series of community connections that were occurring back in 21, 22, and various groups, right, from all over our area were talking about how cool would it be if we had a cultural district like the Dallas Arts District,
Yeah.
Deep Ellum, or Fair Park. And the cultural district is designated by the state of Texas. It's something that you have to apply for.
Okay.
And so I started getting everybody together, right? I was making that connection. I said, hey, let's do it. And when we discussed, as a group, the natural boundary, this geographical area that gives a great representation of what Oak Cliff and really Dallas at large has to offer, it was just natural, right? It was Zang and 12th Street, going up to where the streetcar stops, then going westward on West Davis, which in its day was the major thoroughfare to get to to get to Fort Worth. And then you go down to Rosemont, pick up Turner House, pick up Griner, pick up Arts Mission Oak Cliff, and then you swing back on 12th Street so that you can get the Casa Guanajuato and the little median of public art that we're working on identifying, the old ice house.
Yeah.
And then back to 12th. So if you think about this rectangle that has a little triangle cut out, it looks like somebody's speaking in a comic book. That's the footprint. And we have 16 nonprofit arts organizations who make their residence here, who make their headquarters, their office, their studio, their theater. It's here, from the Texas Theater to the Bishop Arts Theater, Writers Garret, Arts Mission Oak Cliff, our Oak Cliff Cultural Center, right?
Yeah.
So there's such an abundance of arts that we are doing this for their sole benefit.
Yeah.
Because arts organizations, once we are designated this cultural district, they can apply for the TCA grants that are specific to arts organizations in the footprint.
That is, I don't know that it's common knowledge that we realize the purpose of an arts district. And so that's really good information that it allows those respective organizations to have more access to resources.
Absolutely.
How
Yeah.
about that?
And, think about the Oak Cliff Coalition, the Oak Cliff Arts Coalition. Silvana has been doing this Cinco de Mayo, which is one of the oldest longing parades in Dallas. She's one of the established nonprofit arts organizations. She could apply for programming for that parade from TCA.
Yeah.
Or if you're the Texas Theater, your building's registered as a historic building, there are grants program for you to make repairs or improvements to your building.
Yeah.
Now, whatever program you go for, there are matching grants, right? But a lot of times these organizations are seeking matching grant opportunities anyway.
Yeah.
So again, lowest hanging fruit, and we really want to, make sure that they take advantage of this. So this is why we've been doing it. I will say that when you think about the economic impact of this area, Visit Dallas and City of Dallas did a study where they looked at 5 entertainment districts. And where our footprint is, they looked at that, and the economic impact is over $300 million. So we're talking restaurants and retail spaces and bars and, theaters and, just the, this is a lot. And we get a lot of visitors. Yeah. When you're a streetcar away from one of the biggest hotels in downtown Dallas, right? And then Union Station is right there where you can come from the airport on the light rail. We really are a world away.
Yeah.
So, and the walkability of this cultural district, Google says you can go from the east to the west in about 27 minutes. And you can go from north and south in about 12 minutes. Think about everything that is in there. So I'm excited. You know, we're gonna submit our letter of intent January 31st, 2026, and then the application will be due June 15th, 2026.
Okay, and so when we're talking about the status of implementing the district, so tell us what the process is. You mentioned some of the things you've done.
So it is a big task. So for any community or any neighborhood that's thinking about doing a cultural district, you know, I really, really advise that you look to the TCA's website, you look to Waco, look to Arts District in Dallas, and the other places that have submitted their information, because it's a difficult task.
Yeah.
We submitted it for this year, and we fell 20 points short of the cutoff for the 4 that they awarded. Okay. So we just are going to keep doing it again. And
it's submitted to who?
The Texas Commission of the Arts.
Okay.
It's submitted to them, and we are scheduling a call with them to go over our application, because you had mentioned this earlier. It's always nice to get that feedback, and they have made themselves available to schedule a call with us.
That's wonderful.
But just we're moving forward as if we are, you know, the Oak Cliff Cultural District. Absolutely. Identified, because it's here. Yeah. And so going back to your question about my vision is that this is realized by everyone, right? That's what my vision is now, whereas before my vision was to bring everybody together to realize what a gem we have here in this area of Oak Cliff, and realizing that it's only a part of Oak Cliff, because Oak Cliff is huge. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
So
we're submitting the application. We're resubmitting after we've gotten the feedback. We're resubmitting. How long does it normally take for us to get a response from them?
So they make the formal announcement either in September or October.
Okay, of 2026.
Of 2026.
Okay.
Once we get approved, then the next year, in 27, is when the arts organizations can actually start to apply for the grants programs.
That's so exciting.
Oh, yeah. I'm excited. And we've got some exciting things coming up, too. We are going to have our first major fundraiser. It's going to be the Oak Cliff Cultural District Jigsaw Puzzle Competition.
Oh, wow.
Yes. We're going to participate with the... I don't know if we can say World Cup, FIFA in this conversation.
I think we can.
You might bleep it out.
I just don't think we can use their logo.
But, you know, there's a whole contingency that's working on activating Oak Cliff, 3 areas within our footprint, as part of the formally recognized City of Dallas events. Yeah. I mean, there's going to be a whirlwind of activity, but we're so fortunate and grateful that the City of Dallas has, you know, has realized that, you know, we're major players. We are an entertainment district.
Yeah, yeah. So. You know what? So I don't know that anyone else has realized that you're talking about things that you do while you're donating your time. Those are the things we've talked about. These are volunteer things, are they not?
Yes.
All of this stuff you're doing for free.
Yes.
Thank you for that. We appreciate your service. Now, what do you do that you get paid for?
My day job, my 7 days a week job is, as you mentioned, I'm general manager of St. Jude Chapel. That is like running a small nonprofit. Okay. Because in the Diocese of Dallas, every entity is established as its own state-recognized nonprofit organization. And so my duties is making sure that the building continues for another 55 years, working with volunteers, working with our chaplain, making sure that that we are there to meet and fulfill the mission of the Dallas Catholic community. But we're also open for others. And we do get a lot of people who are not Catholic who will just come in. They've had a rough day at their office, and they need 10 minutes just to sit in silence and meditate or pray, hopefully not sleep, and just be in a spiritual place, right? And because we are a church, we are a sanctuary that seats 300. Oh, wow. We have 2 services a day, or masses. We have confessions every day, and then on the weekends we have a vigil mass at 4 on Saturday, and Sunday 9:30, 11:30 with music. And so that's also one of the hats that I wear as director of music ministry.
Wow.
So we hire musicians, we have volunteer musicians that lead the congregation in music.
Tino, how do you have time to do all this stuff? I mean, what are you doing that? I mean, you got to give us the secret now, because how in the world are you doing all of these things?
Well, I don't do it alone, which I'm grateful for.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, we have a lot of volunteers at St. Jude Chapel.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people working on this Oak Cliff Cultural District.
Okay.
Hopefully we'll get more,
Yeah.
because the more we talk about it, the more we create awareness. There are some people who might be sitting there saying, yes, I want to be a part of that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so I don't do it alone,
Yeah.
and I'm very, very fortunate for that.
Yeah. So if there is someone that's listening that wants to support the cultural district, can they do that? And if so, how?
Absolutely. So in January, we will be calling everybody who has been a part of the planning committee, plus the new folks who have expressed an interest, to give them an update on what the next 6 months will look like. So it's a timeline built on really focusing on some of the things that were mentioned in the application scoring, and then resubmitting. So they can look out for that. We'll beef up our website as well, which is the oakcliffculturaldistrict.org, because we are a nonprofit, and our management entity is the Oak Cliff Society of Fine Arts. And why that's important is because the state of Texas wants to make sure that you have at least a few years with certain revenue, and we didn't meet that criteria, and we were not a nonprofit, so we had to have a management entity, which is what Dallas Arts District actually did. Downtown Dallas Inc. served as their management entity even a few years into when Dallas Arts District had their nonprofit status. So yeah, just reach out to us. We have an email address, info@oakcliffculturaldistrict.org, or you can reach out to me. My information is listed with all the commissioners on Dallas Culture website.
Okay. So a couple more questions for you. If someone is listening and they're like, oh my goodness, I want to be as involved, or I want to start to get involved civically, what's your advice for them? How do they start?
Oh, wow. Gosh, I would say look to your neighborhood association first, maybe, or look to an interest that you have. Do you love books, right? Do you love reading books or teaching English? Or then look for an organization that specializes. You know, Friends of the Public Library here is one of the oldest groups and very well established, but they are a very, very dedicated advocacy group for the libraries. SPCA might want some volunteers, right? So what are your interests? And then do some research, and then talk to people. Go to something, even if you have to go alone, right? Meet some new people, and then talk to them. Have your questions formulated, right? How much time would be involved if I was just a member, right? Are there virtual meetings? Are there in-person meetings? Do I need to pay a due? Do I need to, serve X amount of hours a month, a year? Really get to know what it is that you're going to do based on your interests, and then see if you have time for it.
Yeah.
And then just start slow.
Yeah, that's great advice.
Thanks.
That's great advice. Okay, a couple more questions. I just got to know this one. It's not a part of my notes. Every time I see you, you are so fashion forward. Tell me your process. You got to know the process. Got to know the fashion process.
Oh, my gosh. This probably is not going to surprise you.
Okay.
But when I was at SMU, we actually had an organization called Mamselles and Escorts. I know. Sounds a little LA to me. But it was a modeling group.
Okay.
It was for those students who had an interest in fashion, and we put on fashion shows.
Really?
Yes. So we would go to the shops at Highland Park and say, hey, we're the Mamselles and Escorts, and we'd love to do a fashion show on campus using your clothes. And they would say, yeah.
What?
And so in the student center, during the lunch hour, we would do these things. So I've always just been interested in it.
Yeah.
I'm like not trying to be fashion forward or make a statement or, be trendy. I just like to wear what I like.
Yeah.
And if it's sweats with a button-down shirt and a wool, zip up or something, it's great.
Yeah.
Right?
And you look great in it. Every time I see you, I'm like, what does he
thank
wear
you.
on today?
I have to say, I get it from my parents too.
Really?
They have a good sense of style.
Yeah. Well, it comes from somewhere. Yeah. I love it.
That's where it is.
I
I've
absolutely.
inherited.
I love it.
Well, the same goes for you, my dear.
Oh.
I'm trying to keep up with you. It's exhausting.
Goodness. Well, thank you. No, listen, I have a whole process, and it's not that. I have my secondary bedroom is just full of clothes.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
I just love clothes, but it's the same thing. I wake up in the morning, I'm just like, how am I feeling today? So
exactly. Yeah.
Just put it all together.
Yeah. Full disclosure, this is not what I plan to wear today.
Me either.
Nice.
I love that. Well, thank you so much for being with us today.
What a pleasure. Thank you so much.
I love
really
this.
Appreciate it.
We need to do it more often.
Hey, I'm an open book.
Yay. Okay, well, we have talked to my dear friend Tino today, and please make sure if you're interested in any of his initiatives, please make sure that you check them out. Remind us again, all the websites.
Sure, DallasCulture.org or .com. Oak Cliff Cultural District.org.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time right here on Strictly Business Unscripted. Have a great day. I'm your host, Keandra Jones, and again, thank you for watching another episode of Strictly Business Unscripted. We'll see you next time.